Hi, I'm Anna.
And I'm Ben.
And we are AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Kaguya-sama Love is War Season 3, Episode 9. It's finally happening. That being a potential confession. We have motivation, we have intent, we have a culture festival.
Yes. And like, in the words of Tsubame, these are going to be some scorching hot 2 days. And I am so excited.
Are we going to see romance? Ultra romance?
Ultra
Kobachi being
romance.
Romantic? Who knows? I don't know. Are you ready?
Everyone's going to get coupled up.
Everyone.
It's
that time of year.
This is now. Isn't it like 60% or something like that of like success rate?
Yeah. That doesn't bode ill at all.
So much love.
Ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. How are you feeling? Are you feeling like things are going to go right or things are going to go wrong?
I want them in my heart to go so right.
Heart to heart.
But Kaguya has already started rejecting
that theme has been abandoned, mister. 1 year ago.
Is this when he fell in love?
どいつもこいつも鼻持ちならなく俺みたいな外部生は公認と呼ばれ区別入学式から1週間一緒に昼食をとる相手すら寝持ちなのがそんなに偉いのかよ七光のボンボンどもが
これまた荒れてるね白金みゆきくんだったかな
Previous president?
ゴミ箱にね
すみません胸に輝く金色の触手
君に話があるんだ
I have chills.
会長が指名することになっててねお互いのシーズンというわけなのさ
なんで俺なんですか俺より優秀な人がいっぱいいると思う
氷のかぐや姫のことかな
家がとてつもない金持ちで天才だとかなんだそれって話ですよ
This music
持ってるものが違うんですよ何の取り柄もない外部生で
それでいい庭の中で生きてきたものばかり
He's trying to change things up.
とな視点で見てきた人材が一人は必要だと思っていてね活用させてほしい今日は生徒会の活動を見学するだけでも構わないからさ
はい
My question is why doesn't Miyuki wear the hat?
君はどうして周知員を選んだんだい
女が他より熱くてうち金ない子だって知ってたら
だけどその分この学園でしか関わり合いになれないような私の1年は大物揃いだ市場家ご令嬢に天才
Piano prodigy
二宮財閥総帥の長女ここの外では多めにかかる
Sound
こ
of
と
the
が難
ice.
しいだろう口説き落とそうと頑張って見てるけど身は薄いだろうね単に動かないものだから
自分を持ってる人ねに動いている俺は自分を持ってないってこ
I
と
mean, I don't know who I am. Oh.
時間が長年詰まっててね
It's called Blood Pool Swamp.
僕らも少しは働いう
わ、なんで俺こんなことしてんだろうとか言ってたけど手よく掃除を押し付け俺のこと貧乏人だと見下して何も変わりはコウモリの死骸がこれ捕まって行った方がいい
They're all so like rich that they're not gonna jump in and save her.
I
He
can't
can't
swim.
swim?
The president. Oh, Shinomiya!
Stop. With a rope too.
They got me. Oh.
They purposefully gave him longer hair, the president, to make me think it was him. What a entrance to fall in love with someone.
俺は動けなかったぐちぐち言い訳を並べて会えることをやめていた
Not knowing how to swim isn't really that petty, in my opinion.
生まれつき才能があるとか関係ないそれができる人間は綺麗だ
Oh my gosh.
かぐや様バカは言わないで本社の娘恩を売るのは後々とあの場で動いたのはかぐや様だけなのですから。ものですか。
Waiting for someone other than themselves to be sacrificed.
きっと相入れることはないでしょうね。
どういう人間なんでしょうね。
僕なんたってこの学園の生徒会長だし。
生徒会長か。
Is that why he wants to be student council president? Because they could stand next to her?
That's amazing.
が整った。あとは篠宮。
His basic whole high school career has been dedicated to being close to her.
Wow. There's some really good dialogue this episode. I hope we get to see Astronomy Girl again.
So cute. I was gonna say, why are you dressed like that right now? That's too spot on. Pains for a long period of time.
It's like a fashion show.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hypothetically?
Returning customers.
His name is Jay and his hat says Jay.
なかなかお目にかかれない。まさかジェイ君も来ていたとはね。仕入れているのやら。
Are these the ramen guys?
I think it... Yeah. Maybe?
They are definitely ramen guys.
ただこれは国賓にも出される。君ではダメだ。すまんが味に対してだ。あそこのお嬢さんと代わってもらえるかね。この入れ方は素晴らしい。スピード。曜日を引いたかのごと。
Oh my god.
あれが。
恐れ入ります。
君から見。
せっかくの豆がかわいそう。
Makes you feel sorry for the
カップ麺でも作るかのように。ちょっと待ってください。確かに私はコーヒーの一級品をご用意できます。
Okay.
ほう、その単価はちょっと。ねえ、サンちゃんさん。そこまで言うなら紅茶を。
Oh!
It's a challenge.
She is now so focused on this. No! Right when he gets there! This is priority to me too.
Getting the scale out.
Scale out. They have no clue how much of an honor this is.
It looks beautiful.
先ほどは失礼した。敬服に値する。で踊るようなジャンピング。見た愛ある仕事。間違いないこれは恋の味だ。愛する者によりそのために日々調整を加え続けた洗練された一杯。回りくどく純粋。
He was like waving in the background.
カップ一。
さっきは何かあったのか。
Taste the tea. It is for you.
やはり篠宮の紅茶は美味しいな。
君か。
Oh! You haven't left yet? Yes.
10年の客は来ないでしょうけ。
Please, 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 please. I was really hoping it was Miyuki's dad. I was hoping.
Part 2 coming soon.
休憩に入って。あ、団長。
Ishigami! Are you gonna do it?
けど告るにしてもやっぱり女装がいる。無理。このもうどうしたら。その声は。
残念。マキ先輩で。ユウさん。
She's like, no, and he's like, no, that's what you are.
僕の文化祭。好きな人と一緒にその勇気が出ない。本当よくわかる。
癖が強い人ですね。
See, Maki waited too long, and you can't be like Maki.
私は何にも傷つかない。考えても仕方ないでしょ。行動しなければ始まらないわ。本当に好きなら歌うことね。もたもたしてると。
Someone will snatch her away. You gotta listen to Maki here.
恋話しちゃうんですか。ゆっくり。迷惑
What are you doing here?
迷子になるでしょ。ああ、ごめんごめん。友達がいたからつい。
Whoa, look at the art style.
彼と友達。
マキちゃんも石川さんは頼りになるよ。
せんかって言えばいいんじゃない？簡単にないのがうちよ。
全くもってその通りです。
これでいいじゃんくれた時なんて。ねえ。
I remember that.
だって僕も
Whoa.
ビールのやめてもらえます？
自分のクラスの出し物に誘うなんてどうかな。
だっけ？
そうです。
あずきって話よ。
マジっすか。
ここで掃除用具入れにめちゃくちゃ怖かったって。文化密室で二人きりってわけでしょ。怖さのあまり私たちも行ってみよう。
行こう行こう。
私が一緒に回ってあげる。どっちに転んでもわざと失敗はしないよね。私だって暇。
ツンデレ先輩マジでいい人だな。
これでいいと思うよ。
Oh no, they're trying to ask
Do you
her out
see all
too.
these other, I
Yeah.
know there's been multiple other people kind of lurking.
ゆうくん。
No, I'm scared.
You don't, you need to do
Ishigami
this.
needs a win, man.
って聞いてよかったら。
行く行く。お休みでしょ。
Is this real? Is this real life or is this like imaginary?
やりました師匠先輩。
Oh no. They're out for blood now.
スタッフが中へご案内します。渚は子供ね。
This is
こんなの
cool.
子供騙しもいいところよ。
Through the security cameras.
私怖いの本当にダメ。おば、いやおね。
Whoa.
Oh, Maki's getting Kaguya.
一年組がかぐやを襲う。
What weird stuff has he pulled?
I think that was him greeting Kaguya, and
Yeah.
he just looked really creepy.
Okay, that was Kaguya-sama Love is War, Season 3, Episode 9. I didn't want that episode to end, but we got so much from it.
Did we literally get confirmation there? I was scared for a second that it was imaginary, that Tsubame agreed to go with him. Because, you know, we had that issue with Miyuki and Kaguya where they brought up going somewhere, but not necessarily saying together. And I was scared for a second that either she said, yeah, I'll totally check it out, but not like, you know, a together thing. Or was it imaginary when she just ran away all happily, kind of gesturing toward him?
See,
I don't want it to be imaginary.
You made me anxious.
By saying it was imaginary?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, it totally could
It was
be
like way
imaginary.
too happy. But then when those like other glasses kids that have crushes on her were like,
Yeah.
"Grr," I was like, ooh, okay, it was real.
So I, to a certain extent, don't care too much if they're going as like a, if she has taken it as a relationship kind of way or a datey way, because I don't think she has, and I'm worried that Ishigami would be let down, but part of me also feels like he'll enjoy it just hanging out with her.
Right. So the only thing that has me like leaning in one direction or the other is because her eyes were sparkly when she said yes.
Because of horror. I took that as like
I know, but I'm like, were they sparkly because she was excited that he asked her to do something, or were they sparkly because she likes horror stuff, or was it a mix of both?
I think it is a good question and observation. In my heart, I'm thinking it's horror. I think that she might think of Ishigami as a friend. I don't know though. I mean, obviously I want my boy to be happy, but part of me also is kind of like taken aback that Maki was like, oh, if she says no, I'll go with you. I was like, oh, that's a route? Like, we can go that way?
I mean, I know that Maki was mostly suggesting it, you know, she was suggesting it, yes, to be nice, but also because she obviously wants to get away from Tsubasa and Kashiwagi.
Yeah.
So she was also like, ooh, okay, that would be an opportunity where I wouldn't have to die inside.
Yeah.
Around my best friend and her boyfriend. And obviously we saw at the end there that she finds Kaguya and grabs a hold and is like, Auntie, we're going in the horror house.
Yeah. I don't know if it was the same guy as the ramen guy. I think it was. I just want to like confirm. Yeah, okay, it's totally the same guy. Not Jay, but San.
Yeah.
That was the same guy.
And didn't they say that we'd be meeting like 2 of the other
Yeah.
ramen kings?
I hope it's
on?
with like a Chica moment.
I mean, they were eating ramen, just specifically talking about ramen, and I was like, at the time, why isn't Chica here to be witness to this?
Yeah.
But then once the tea aspect
Came into play.
happened and Miyuki happened to be in the room, I was shocked in the best possible way when San started proclaiming that this tea had been mastered so beautifully to serve to one person and one person only. And I was like...
The best part was when he was behind Miyuki and was like, so it is you.
So it's you.
Yeah.
But Jay seemed to recognize Kaguya.
I think...
Multiple times there was like, he said something along the lines of like realizing exactly who she was. And I don't know if that's going to come back at any point.
I'm just going to say it. Jay's underrated. He's one of the best characters in this series. You have to respect a man's confidence to be going everywhere in life, presumably, with a red bandana on that says the letter J, which is also what you are known as. You know, that's pretty cool.
I feel like you have to have a lot of self-love to do something like that. I feel like that man really loves himself.
I wouldn't do it, but I respect the passion.
Respect it. Mm-hmm.
You know, like if this is what you want your life to be, I think you probably could have like a small Florida like influencer following. Like maybe like he probably has like 10K on Instagram.
He's one of the ramen kings.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe 4K
obviously
then.
that he's living the life that he's tasting the best ramen everywhere.
Yeah.
He's rated so highly in terms of like knowing true, amazing, great ramen and having a good palate. Yeah. You know, and he even has custom bandanas. I think he's exactly where he wanted to be in his life.
He's like the ramen version of Liver King. You know who Liver King is? He's like this guy who only eats like raw food and like he has his own like supplements, but it came out that he actually uses steroids. But he's like this, like he's all about this one thing, right? all about this whole lifestyle.
And that's why he was shocked that San knew coffee.
Yeah.
He was like, what? You know more things than just ramen? Is that even possible?
Honestly, it's a little
My
bit
brain
like
doesn't have room.
Like some people might be like, oh wow, you're a master of all these crafts. No, you're just like a jack of all trades and you're not going to master anything like Jay has. And Jay would never have a controversy like Liver King does. Jay is a cool man and I like him and I want to see more of him. Maybe one of the other like ramen kings or Jay's wife. Wasn't there a woman there?
There was.
Could be.
There was a woman.
We got to meet the previous president.
Yes.
And the whole first like story, like, you know, the first plot, the A plot, or what, however you would. There was great dialogue in there. The president had a line that said, or no, it might have been Miyuki, that people who know themselves are not easily led. It was the president.
That was the president. Yeah. And Miyuki was like, wait, so I'm easily led. Does that mean I don't know myself?
It was a great line, though. Mm-hmm. I thought that he was a great character. I don't think we got his name, or their name, but I thought that it was an awesome introduction. And to be honest, I don't know if I've ever thought about who the previous student council was, really.
I never did. I never really thought about how they came to be the way that they are on the student council. I will say that this idea of Miyuki possibly not knowing himself, but then, you know, you never want to hear this broad idea that someone found purpose in their life once they met or saw the person they love. That's not like an idea. It might sound romantic, maybe, but it's not actually super healthy. But I don't think that's what's happening here. I think what's happening here is that his purpose isn't necessarily like, I don't know how to phrase this. He realizes when he sees her the type of man he wants to be. And yes, getting to that position of student council president would get him closer to her. But it's more, he phrased it, what type of person could stand beside someone like that? So he's identifying that she has qualities that he wants to obtain for himself, and that's who he wants to be, is someone who has qualities like that and could stand beside someone like that.
I mean, the whole cliche or trope is you want to be with somebody who is going to push you to make yourself better.
Yes.
And it all, I take it in that trope, derives from a positive sense of admiration towards your partner. And if the reality of the situation is that no matter what, this person is going to accept you and love you, that's great and fine. But if you each love each other, like, instead of 50-50, 60-60, and think like amazing about this person, that like they're on this huge pedestal, and that you just want to try to be the best version of yourself, so you feel like that, you know, you deserve them. I think there is a route that could be negative going down that road, but I don't think that's what Miyuki's done. I think that he has used it to better his life and make himself a more confident person.
Yeah, totally. He's taken it and taken it and made it his own. He's taken it and made the rules for himself. He's decided on his own, you know, what type of virtues or values that he would like to have, that he also thinks would maybe get him far in society, would be ones that someone that seems to him like a good, amazing person would also respond well to.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that it didn't go, it's deeper than just like, I figured out who I wanted to be and found myself once I saw you. Like, if he had literally said that, I probably would have been like, ooh, but he phrased it in a way that I appreciated, which was to stand next to her or someone like that.
What do you think about
who would he need to be?
What do you think about that, like, that idea and his motivation coming from something that wasn't necessarily the truth, or wasn't delivered to us as the truth? That being Kaguya's without hesitation saving this person who is in the water, because how Kaguya described it and her motive was very different than how I think Miyuki saw it, or how I feel a little bit how it actually was. Because I think that a lot, like, trust me, I know that Kaguya can think 3,000 pages in half of a second
and
anime
the benefits
time
from doing something, what would that be?
But part of me also is like, body moves before your mind does. Kaguya is a genuine good person who knows, you know, right from wrong.
I think you just said exactly the answer I would have given to that question, is that while Kaguya may have upfront said there was benefit to saving this person, I think it was like the daughter of a newspaper person or something like that, that they could call in a favor. I'm like, yes, on paper, if she were to be asked by, say, her father, hey, why did you jump in that dirty, disgusting water? You're above that. Then she could come back at him and be like, it will benefit us in the future to have a favor from like that family, and he'd be like, oh wow, okay, my daughter really does think about the family. But as you said, your body acts before your mind does, and I genuinely think that even if there hadn't been any benefit to saving that girl, like she was literally just maybe like a person like Miyuki who wasn't in this school because their family was privileged or rich, she would have still jumped in the water, or at least done something more than any of the other people that were standing there. Yeah,
I think that it's a little bit sad, because it seems like the reality of the situation is Kaguya has been raised to always have to be good at justifying her actions and what her motive or intent was. I think that's why her personality in the first place was the way that it was in regards to Miyuki. And it's like a sad situation, but at the same time, I'm just so happy that we got to where we are now.
And she says that if there was someone who had done that for reasons out of selflessness, she doesn't think she could see eye to eye with them. But obviously we know when she says that's one of the things that attracts her most to Miyuki, is that she feels that he would jump in the water. Yeah. It's like she sees him being able to act in that same way that she did. You know, but without the fake, you know, it will benefit my family.
I think they both see the best versions of each other in each other. I think that Kaguya, when she looks at Miyuki, sees the best version of Miyuki and vice versa.
Also to the heart of the matter.
Yeah. In our little cosplay cafe, I could be wrong, but it looks like somebody was dressed up as Hatsune Miku.
I said it like during the episode.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sometimes we can't hear each
really.
other because of the mic, but yeah, it's cute. I like that a lot. I also liked Hayasaka's little bit.
When she came out dressed like that, before she put the little like maid topper on,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, Hayasaka, why are you dressed like that? Is this like a mistake? Is this like they accidentally drew Hayasaka in her other outfit and they forgot about it and didn't take it out?
Hayasaka's just 5 head and is like the best lies are based in reality. Like,
Part of me kind of feels bad for Hayasaka from that scene because she puts on this like little like act. And I'm like, Kaguya really is the person that knows the true Hayasaka.
Mm-hmm.
Like, which is so interesting because Hayasaka also has to play a role for Kaguya,
Mm-hmm.
but there's still the truth there. So it's so interesting because if you thought about it, you'd be like, oh, Kaguya wouldn't know the real Hayasaka because Hayasaka works for her
Mm-hmm.
and has to play this role of basically servant and maid and serve Kaguya and her family. But that is not the case at all. And we obviously we saw that like Hayasaka's mom has a relationship with Kaguya as well.
Yeah.
And so that made me kind of sad there. I was like, yes, Hayasaka's like latching. I feel like Hayasaka was like, okay, at nighttime, I'm on duty basically as my real self, but also the servant of the Shinomiya family. And so during the day, I'm going to play this role of schoolgirl. And she played that same role when she was interacting with Miyuki for Kaguya.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's like it seems like it might be fun for her, but it also might be really depressing for her at the same time.
I don't know, because part of me completely agrees with you, but then part of me is thinking like, okay, you can have separate parts of your life, and in different interests or different subgroups of friends, I think you could be a slightly different and like more leaning towards one interest or one energy than a different, relationship without anything negative necessarily happening, like just because like she could have a blast with her other friends just dancing and that's what they all do, but that's different than like hanging out with one person one-on-one and like trying to have like deeper tones,
Okay, so it's like more like surface level friends compared to maybe like a more deep relationship.
Yeah, and like some friends have different like kind of, how would you say it, dichotomy with each other. Like one of my friends, like
I can't really relate to this.
Like I guess so. Like one of my friends, I'm gonna joke with about certain things more than other people. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I relate to Hayasaka.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't relate to
talk to my
Hayasaka. I feel like I'm the same exact way with every single person.
I'm always the same person, but if I'm like, oh, they want to talk about music, like I'm down to talk about music with them. That'll make them happy. Like,
well, that's different than kind of changing your vocal tone and acting a certain way and putting on like a different... She's talking in a different manner than she has ever talked.
Okay, would you treat your little sister, who you're protective of, different than your best friends? Like, and think about like.
But okay, you might treat them differently, but that doesn't mean your voice is going to do a switcheroo as if you're talking to like a baby or a small cat.
Not to that extent, because it's anime. I mean like a less severe sense of it. This is like the heightened to the max version. The most distilled version. But I don't know. I am really nervous to see where it goes in the Ishigami sense, but I'm having fun with it. I didn't expect Maki to come back, but I'm happy she did.
I didn't expect Kashiwagi to now have an immense hatred toward Ishigami.
I think it's just like a feeling. I don't know. I think
he said that he feels like she's scary, and
Yeah.
she definitely saw him as almost like a monster for a second, which obviously Kashiwagi's a very nice person, so I know that like genuinely she wouldn't actually hold or harbor any hatred toward him. It's just that little jealousy monster, was a little active there. Like, oh wait, why are Maki and my boyfriend having like this moment here where this is a friend they both have that I don't know? You know, that would feel a little alienating for a second, and the jealousy monster would definitely be active.
Do you think she has any like weird feelings about Maki?
So that's interesting, because it's like, if you knew that your best friend had a crush on your boyfriend and or you had any weird feelings toward them, why would you constantly be trying to also bring them along? Unless you had some sadistic, like, you loved knowing that you were making them miserable.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's interesting, because I think Kashiwagi might have different like emotions. I think that it could
be selfish of her. Like, she wants her best friend around and she wants her boyfriend around, and she might know how her best friend feels, but she wants the people she loves around her. When she was doing that whole interaction with Ishigami, I was just thinking, like, indirectly it is about Maki, even though that it's directly on Ishigami, you know? I thought it was interesting. But good episode. Ready for the next one. You good? Yeah, like, I mean, we were told some scorching hot 2 days, and I feel like we're already burning up a little bit because we have love tea and we have haunted houses. So yeah. This is getting good.
I wonder what's in the egg.
The egg?
Yeah, you know,
Miyuki's the big ball on the roof.
Part of me was like, there's no way that's the asking out of, like, Kaguya, right? Like, in there. That's not how she would like it.
We, crack it open, and there's, like, a secret message that is in there.
Or, like, just a big, like, confetti everywhere.
The fireworks spell out, like, Kaguya, please date me. I'm going abroad.
Or it's, like, a rocket ship to the moon. So
that they just both get on it, like, screw college.
I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.